film, Mighty Oak. It is a beautiful, heartfelt film about finding love after loss. These two very broken people find each other and create this beautiful family. There will be lots of tears, but most of it good. And it's just an uplifting, beautiful family film that everyone can enjoy together.
I was sent some information about it. Am I allowed to say about someone who may have passed away during it? And then are we allowed to say you suspect that?
Sure.
Can you?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay,
sorry, you go ahead.
Your brother tragically passes away, and he's kind of maybe reincarnated in this person that comes around. You're a music manager, and you find this incredible prodigy who can sing and play guitar, and he's so similar to your brother, and you're on that mission to see, is it too close and too similar that maybe he has come back? What was it like playing that?
Yeah, I read the script and it really just resonated with me. About 2 years ago, we lost my father-in-law to a drunk driver. And so when I read this script, it just really hit me right there, Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it just really hits you there, how life can be so sudden and so tragic. Out of the blue, everything can feel lost. But life continues and beautiful things can still come from tragedy. And so when I read this script, I was just a ball of tears. I really resonated with that, with you have to continue. It's what the person that you lost would want for you. And you can still have beautiful things that come to you out of the blue, just like tragedy. And so Gina loses her brother, who is her life. And 10 years later, you see her and she is just a completely broken person. And she meets this adorable music prodigy, Oak. And she is suddenly overcome with this feeling of, I feel like I know this person. I feel like I have the same connection with him that I had with my brother. And how is that possible? This person is a stranger. So it must be his reincarnation. It must be his spirit come back to find me. And everybody thinks she's crazy. And at the end, there's this very beautiful, is it true, is it not moment? And you decide. And that's what's great about the film is you get to decide. But really the film, the hopefulness that you can still have beautiful things that come to you, even if you've been struck by tragedy, even if you feel like your whole life is broken apart, you can still continue in a different way and have beautiful things come to you.
That is, when I wrote the little clip, I wrote, it's the movie we all need right now. And yes. I kind of was saying, because we do need a movie and it does sound nice, but after you explained it, this is exactly, now I can absolutely say everybody needs this because everyone knows somebody who died or was sick or in the past lost someone. No one escapes tragedy.
Yeah, I hope that this movie really inspires hope. When you feel like, my doggy, when you feel like all hope is lost. I think we all feel that way at times, especially in these uncertain times. And I hope that this movie serves as, hopefulness and positivity for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Well, during this beautiful movie, why are you putting spiders on Tommy Reagan? Why do you put a spider on Tommy Reagan?
Why do I what? Sorry, you broke up there for a second.
Oh, why do you put a spider on Tommy Reagan? On the oak. Yeah, I was on the phone with him last night, Janelle. I was on the phone with him and he and his father. So explain that one, hon.
We had some pranking backstage. And there was a big plastic spider that I think ended up on everybody's head at one point or another backstage for some photos. And I have to say, I've done TV where you work with the same cast and crew for years and years and years. And I've also done these wonderful independent films where you only have 14 days to bond with people. And on this film, we only had 14 days. And we created such a beautiful family and connection in just 14 days. And that is so rare and so special. And I feel like when you watch the film, you get that. This film is all about love. And I think that when you watch the film, you can see the love that we all created with each other in making this film. And because it was such a spiritual, uplifting film, everybody who was a part of making it, we all felt that. We all felt like, wow, we're creating something so beautiful and so spiritual together. And it was a bonding moment for all of us. And I think you really see that and you feel that when you watch our film.
Yeah, I think audiences, you don't have to be trained. Just being a human and having feelings and intuition, you can see truthfulness. And you see when people are acting or when it's lousy, or then you see, and you go, these people really like each other. Like, I know this is a movie, but I'm believing everything I'm seeing. So I'm really excited to see that because it's very rare. It's very rare.
I'm so glad that translates. I feel like it does.
Yeah, usually I interview people, and then after I find out, they go, "Oh, I hated the director. Oh, he hated me. I hated him." And you're like, "Oh." And then when you're watching, you're like, you can see like if the director came in and changed a thing, or when two people are working together and you know they have a history, like you read it in the drags or the trades and stuff, and you just go, "Wow, that's just ruining the scene." This I cannot wait for. Was there one point in the movie where your relationship to the script came out the most, given the tragedy with your stepfather when you were doing the scene?
Yeah, shooting that scene was extremely difficult. It was the middle of the night, and I knew that it would be hard when we got there, but it was almost sort of therapeutic because you have to bring some truth to acting, right? I mean, that's what you got to do. And even if you have never experienced something like that, it's your job to try to find a way to relate to it. But I do relate to it. So when that moment came, it was almost cathartic to just cry and scream and channel my grief. I mean, it's a hard moment in the film to watch, but I promise it's followed by a lot of beauty.
Okay. Well, sometimes those moments, I don't know why, it's just we're drawn to them. And I remember seeing scenes like in $1 Million Baby. I don't know if you've seen that one. Hilary Swank is the female boxer, and he has to end her life for her, and you're crying and crying and crying. But somehow it gives you a thing of life, that there's difficulty in life, but someone loves someone so much they're willing to do the ultimate thing to help them end suffering. And it like it said, it gives you hope. And so seeing you do this,
I think those are relatable to everybody in some shape or form.
Yeah, everybody's had a tough time. Now, quick thing. You played so many roles, and I mean, what was it, Phantom of the Opera? You saw at 6 years old, and you were like, that's it, I'm going to do, what is it, jazz, tap, sing, acting, play piano. I'm like trying to tie my shoes at 6. You've signed up for 6 of the hardest things to do. From that age, you really knew this was for you.
Yeah, I was one of those lucky people that at 5 years old knew exactly what I wanted, and that has continued my whole life. I very much attribute that to my parents, who loved the arts and loved musical theater. So
And
they would
bodybuilding.
play. Yeah, exactly, bodybuilders as well. But they would play musical theater albums in our car, and I fell in love with it and sang along to it, and that was that.
Now, was there a point where pretty much you realized that this is not going to be like a hobby or something I love, but this is going to be a career? Was there a moment where you were on set somewhere, or you met somebody who recognized your talent and you said, I'm going to be successful at this. I might become really like as you are.
Apparently when I was 5, my parents took me to go see Phantom of the Opera. I turned to my dad and said, I'm going to do this. And that was that. I decided when I was 5, and that was that. Never looked back.
I used to say, I'm getting ice cream, and that is that. And you're like, I'm going to take over the world of Hollywood and stage, and that is that. Well, it's incredible that your parents were behind you on that. While doing it,
my parents were very supportive, yes.
Yeah, you can't do it without supportive parents. You can't. I mean, what you do is like trying to become an Olympian. It's the same level of commitment and dedication and everything. Were there any times where, I mean, there must have been millions, where kids are out having fun and playing and just being kids, and you've got lesson after lesson and study and class, were you like, I wish I was outside with them? Or were you so into what you were learning that it didn't bother you?
Oh, sorry, you broke up there for me for a second.
Sure. Were there any times where you were studying and dancing and singing and jazz and piano, and you wanted to be maybe outside with your friends, and with your friends doing nothing?
No. I think I never ever questioned that I would always rather be doing what I love than socializing. And honestly, looking back now, I wish I had socialized more. I kind of wish I had like spent more time outside, you know, biking with my friends or going to the mall on weekends. I don't regret it by any means, but there are parts where I was like, oh, I wonder what my life would have been like, or what my, you know, childhood would have been like if I had just kind of like indulged in more childlike behavior. But no, from a young age, I always would have rather been in the theater, in rehearsals for some, you know, community theater project, or on set for a commercial, or flying to LA for auditions. It was just, it's always been my number one focus.
Well, it's pretty much a dream life if you have the talent, ability, and you have the level-headedness, which I often don't see when you're someone who starts at a young age and are involved in Hollywood to the extent you are and were. Usually the child actors turn out a little bit special, and you seem like you could run a corporation or be a lawyer, or, you know, like you've got it all together.
Oh, thank you. I think, you know, I've had great supportive parents who moved me here because they believed in me and were there for me during the tough times when I doubted myself. And, you know, it's great to have a great support system. Mm-hmm.
Now, what about the Choice TV Villain Award? What kind of honor was that? The Teen Choice Award, but you were the Choice TV Villain, and 4 times you won for that?
Yeah.
You're a villain.
Yeah, I played a villain on Pretty Little Liars for, oh wow, about 7 seasons. It was kind of, my character was sort of, is she a villain, is she not, at the end there. But I think that was kind of what was fun about her, is you never knew what side she was on. But it was such a fun character to play. And I mean, 10 years of my life. So I definitely am very grateful for that.
Mm. Did you ever have a side where you said she is the villain, and then even internally you're like, no, she's not the villain? Did you make a decision? You don't have to tell us, but you are the only person who knows the truth.
I think in the very beginning, she was very clearly a villain. And then I think she decided that she was going to be on her own side for the rest of the show. And that version of Mona was the most fun for me to play because, like you just said, I got to decide in my head which side I was on, but nobody else knew. And that was like a delicious moment.
Awesome. Once your fame kind of kicked in at a very early age, was there any difference in treatment from friends, or maybe not mom and dad, but distant relatives, like, hey, superstar, how you doing? Or can you get me an autograph? Or at school, people wanting to be your friend because you're the cool girl on TV?
I mean, I guess you get some of that, you know, which always is weird because you're just like, I'm Janel, you know, like, especially if it's somebody that you've known since you were a child or whatever. But, you know, I guess that's something that you sign up for when you enter the arts and you're on something that is visible, and, you know, people see you on TV and they get an idea of what you must be like, and they feel like they know you. And I totally understand that. And again, it's something you sign up for when you do things like this. It always weirds me out personally, you know. I love running into people on the street who know me, but it always is just a little bit like, how do you know me? You know?
Where do you know me from? Oh, you know, it's not just Pretty Little Liars. There's lots of other stuff, and then there's this huge film coming out. So it's also where they know you from. Do you remember your first autograph?
I do. I mean, not specifically like the person, but I remember what it was. I was 6, and I was on the national touring company of Les Misérables, and I remember coming out of the stage door at the end of a show and having lines of people there with their programs for us to sign, and I just remember thinking how cool that was.
That's cool.
Somebody wants my signature. Okay, that's great, you know.
And now it's selfies, right? Now they're doing the selfies with you?
Now it's all about the selfies, yep.
Proof I saw her, proof I met her. You've done so many different roles, and, you know, a lot of emotions in many of them, and in stage in Les Misérables is incredible. Is there something you would ever want to play? Because the other day I interviewed a famous actor from Europe, and he said, I want to play Dracula. And that caught me off guard, that he, being so famous and winning every award over there, wanted to be Dracula. Would you want to be like one of the Marvel superheroes, or?
There are two things that I would love to do in my career that I haven't done, and not specifically like the exact role, like Wonder Woman or something like that, but I would love to play like a badass superhero sword welding type woman, like a ninja girl or something.
You are perfect for that. You are perfect.
And then the second thing that is so far on the end of this other side of the spectrum is a Disney princess. I want to be a Disney princess too. Universe, make it happen.
You will make it happen. I could see you. That's your versatility. You really could. With the face, you could just smile it up and light up the eyes, and you're the Disney princess. And they did a little ponytail, and then I guess the other one, make the hair jet black and do some makeup, and there you are in all black, whipping and chopping people up.
There you go.
I really think that's really going to happen. That's not, given the path that you've had and the trajectory and everything, that's going to happen. You've got the Pretty Little Liars thing coming up now, right? There's the reunion or something coming up, I saw.
Yes, yeah, we're doing a reunion for benefit. It's basically a benefit reunion on June 6th, which is this Saturday. And so it's Pretty Little Liars, the Perfectionist with Cast for Good and Looped, and it is to benefit Smile Train, which is a great cause. And yeah, we're very excited to, I think the tickets are still on sale, so people can still go and purchase them. And it's also, it's a great way to connect with fans all over the world while we're all stuck at home during this pandemic. So I've been really enjoying doing these and getting to chat with people from all over the world.
That'll be amazing. And so many fans would love to see that. And then you guys together just being you, talking about the show, they're going to go nuts at home, considering all they have is, I think that we've all run out of Netflix. There are no more things on Netflix for us to watch, at least for me.
Well, now there'll be Mighty Oaks for people to watch.
Well, thank God, yeah.
Get out of their houses and go to the drive-ins and bring their family and their friends and just have a great night out watching a great, heartfelt, wonderful movie.
I can't wait, because I love drive-ins. To me are just the coolest thing you could ever do. In your car, popcorn, soda, and then a movie like that with you guys, forget about it. We talked about the pranks on the set. Were there any other pranks, or was that just it, the spider on everyone's head?
I think there was a spider on everybody's head. That was good. Those were some good pranks. And also, not a prank, but just wonderful moments of people passing around the guitar and singing and playing. And Tommy taught me some chords on the guitar. I'm kind of hopeless, to be honest. I think it didn't quite sink in. Guitar is not my instrument. Piano is, but I very much enjoyed this adorable prodigy of a person trying to teach me some guitar chords.
I know. You look at him and you go, oh, so you're one of the best in the world. All right, show me. And then he showed you.
So talented. And most all the music in the movie, at least all the band songs, are written by Tommy. And I couldn't believe that, because they're all so sophisticated, not just the lyrics, but even the chord progressions and everything. It doesn't sound like somebody that a 10-year-old and even an 8-year-old, when he wrote that song Chasing for the film,
right.
He was 8 years old. And it's pretty incredible.
Yeah. I was like coloring and trying to stay in the line. And he's sitting there, writing Bach and all these other type things. He's amazing. The song Chasing, that actually inspired the whole movie. And it turned into Mighty Oak, right?
Yes, yeah.
Wow.
He wrote a song at 8 called Chasing, and it inspired the story that this film is based on.
And how did they find you? How did they go, Janel's perfect, we need her?
Well, I actually had worked with the director, John McNamara, about 12 years ago on my first film ever called Bratz. And
Bratz,
the film. And he thought about me and mentioned me to Frank Reagan, our wonderful producer, and Joey Paul Jensen, our great casting director. And they sent me the script on my 30th birthday, and it really did feel like kismet.
Wow. You threw me with 30. I don't see 30 when I look at you. Definitely not. It's going well. Whatever you're doing with orange juice or vitamins or something, keep doing it. Yeah, I was on the phone with actually Frank yesterday for a long time talking, and there's this guy considered the best guitarist in the world today, and I'm introducing him to Tommy, so they can jam together. And Tommy was freaking out over it. So I was pretty happy I was able to do that. Do you know, have you heard of Chloe Flower? She played the Grammys with Cardi B.
Yeah,
I can introduce you to her. I'll introduce you guys by email. I interviewed her and she's my friend now, and we do all kinds of stuff, and she's awesome and fun. So you two are trouble together. I think Pretty Little Liars would come out in both of you, and you'd be a dangerous combo. Definitely.
Love it.
Is there anyone you want to shout out to, or anything you want to promote? We'll of course put up all your sites and everything and link to the movie. No,
I just want to say thank you to anybody who's watching, and I hope that you get to go out and see the film, and I hope that it inspires you and touches you the way it did me when I read the script and when I watched the film.
Awesome. Well, Miss Parrish, if you could just say your name and then anything about you, and then you're watching Chance TV, so I feel amazing.
Yeah, of course. I'm Janel Parrish, and thanks for having me, and you're watching Chance TV.
Do you know at that exact moment the screen went black? I don't know if it did on your side. So I have nothing but a black screen. I'm so sorry. Can we do take two?
Yes, of course. Can you see me now?
I see you now perfectly. More energy, more life. Light up the eyes.
Okay. Hey guys, I'm Janel Parrish. Thanks for having me. You're watching Chase TV.
Thank you so much. And I will hook you guys up with Chloe Flower, the pianist, and you guys will rock out together. I mean, she's awesome. Fashion, she's everything. And I wish you so much success with this. And thank you for doing the movie. And I know it took a lot of who you are, and you gave that to the film.
Thanks for having me.
You got it. All right. You sign off first. I don't want to hang up on you. You're the superstar.
Thank you.
Thanks.